I'm getting a bit of the tennis elbow. Given I've never played tennis.
Maybe you'd be really good at tennis.
Welcome to GCP Bytes, episode number 31 for Friday, the 5th of December, 2025. GCP Bytes is a podcast where we discuss Google Cloud and tech. And I'm your host, Stephen Bancroft. On today's show, hate AI slop? We have an answer for that. Hate writing documentation? We have an answer for that too. Hate mucking around with multi-cloud interconnects? Well, we've also got an answer for that. And how much capacity do we need for all this AI stuff? Find out in the AI wars. But before we get to any of that, I'd like to introduce the co-host of the show, Dave Wall. How are you, Dave?
I'm good, mate. I'm just wallowing in the slop over here.
And our very own GDE, Ian Brown. How are you, Ian?
I'm good, Becky. How are you, mate?
Good, mate. Good. So, what have you guys been up to during the fortnight? Anything interesting?
I'm just a little bit gobsmacked. We're almost a year in, and this is the second last podcast for the year. You know what? I haven't even had time to scratch myself, and you're absolutely right. We did discuss it a few weeks ago, didn't we? And this is the second last one. We did, and as I was going through the calendar this morning, I'm like, how many more podcasts have we got this year? And then I went, this is the second last one. Holy crap.
Yeah, right. So the last one will be the 19th. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we get a little holiday.
Yes,
very, very, very much looking forward to it. I've had a lot of things going on, and I've got to squeeze in a developer certification sometime between now and Christmas.
Well, you have fun with that.
That one's a bit of a gimme. You'll be fine.
Yeah. You don't even need to study for that, do you?
Well, I'm about halfway through the Skills Boost material. Look, and it's all for me stuff. No, you're right.
But in not so great news, the batteries in my caravan didn't last the last trip. The BMS looks like it might be cooked on it. It won't take a charge anymore. So they're currently sitting at 80% state of charge. Yep, for both of them.
How old are that? Like, that's all new stuff, right?
Yep. Yeah, it's all new stuff. But the King's batteries.
Oh.
Apparently, you don't even like the King's lithium batteries. We bought them because they were like, 100 amp hour or 120 amp hours.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they might be okay. They're rated to have 100 amp BMS in them.
Yeah.
But it looks like that if you get to like 3/4 of that, then they fail.
Right. You open it up and you probably find about 200 AAAs inside there.
Yeah, 18650s.
Yeah.
18650s is what they'll have. So I put the old AGMs back in it, and oh my god, I couldn't remember how heavy AGM batteries are.
Oh, yeah.
Until I picked up both of these, going, oh no, they won't be that heavy. And I picked them up and damn near broke my back doing it. 35 kilos each. But yeah, they're back in. They're all charged up and ready to.
What BMS are you using?
Well, the lithium ones have an inbuilt BMS in them. And then the charger that I'm using is a projector IntelliRV that comes in the caravan.
Okay. You got to get that Red Arc BMS. That's the ultimate one.
But this thing's fantastic. It's it got much the same features as the Red Arc ones.
Yeah.
And the same sort of stuff as the Victron stuff. It's just a cheaper price point, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
That's why caravan manufacturers put it in. But I think what happened is when we ran the inverter, it's probably spiked up a little bit, and that's caused it.
Yeah. Well, 12 volt, right? Like, there's so many 12 volt horror stories around. You hear things like that all the time. Oh, the batteries aren't charging, or this, that, the other. It can be a tricky thing to get right.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it definitely is.
A little bit like building a weather website. It can be a little bit tricky.
Yeah. Nice segue. How to spend $96.5 million in one foul swoop.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. So I think I'm going to give up GCV. I'm going to go and build websites for government. Because I can just build like one every 10 years and I'll be good.
So, yeah, if you haven't been keeping up on the latest events, the Bureau of Meteorology website redevelopment cost hits $96.5 million. I'll put a link to a story on IT News going into it. I mean, it's been all over the news. But
it has.
It's just
it's very expensive to deploy HTTPS. That's the
yeah, that SSL certificate must have cost an absolute fortune. I'm evidently in the wrong industry.
It's just staggering. Why couldn't they, for years, they couldn't have HTTPS? Couldn't they just put Cloudflare in front of it or do something? I don't know.
Yeah, that would have been a good idea, but no. But
you see, though, that's a premium certificate. That's a DigiCert certificate. Let's encrypt here, mate. Spared no expense.
Yeah. And I bet you is it a wild card?
I'll have to go back in. Yeah.
Yeah, naughty bomb deploying wildcard certificates. You evil creatures. Name certificates only. The thing I love in this article was, so we know it ended up costing $96.5 million, but the cost was already known to be approximately $86 million. Like, seriously, I need to get into building websites for governments because $86 million for a website? Come off the grass.
I don't know.
Someone's pulling your leg.
And it's not like that. You know, if they were building the entire infrastructure to collect the data, put the sensors out there, all of that stuff, maybe. But they already had that there.
Even then.
The data, even then, exactly. They had all that data there, right?
So from what I can see here, this is so they might have done an upgrade on that back end. What I can only assume is like a service bus of some description that all of the sensors throughout the country poll with data, and then they've rebuilt the website so that it takes all that data out of the ESP. So there's obviously a few bits to this website, but I still don't see, like, even knowing the back end, like what back end infrastructure could possibly be deployed there. I still don't see 96 million. I don't see 30 million. Not unless I'm getting
pretty decent golf days.
Yeah, I mean, not unless I'm getting paid like $15,000 an hour.
It's wild. It's completely. Yeah. It's wild.
And the government's very rightly so into the CEO of the bomb here about how much it costs and how garbage the website redesign has actually been. I don't know if you guys use the bomb app on your mobile phone, but when you click on the warnings now, certainly on my phone it does, you click on like a heatwave warning we had in Queensland last week, and it's sort of the window sort of slides in from the right-hand side.
Right.
It sort of slides in just a little bit. It pauses there for a couple of seconds and then it slides in. So
must just be an Apple problem, mate. Works fine on my Pixel.
Well, it could well be. I mean, let's be honest.
Don't know if
Apple needs to seriously reconsider their choices.
Bomb with
yeah, but it's been clunky since the redesign. It has been clunky.
It's very hard. I'm trying to hold my phone up to the camera. It's very hard to do that in reverse.
Yep, it is.
Heat wave warning. Okay, I mean, it seems to slide okay for me.
Okay. Maybe it is just an Apple
user
thing.
error, mate.
But it only started happening when they released the new website. So I'm like,
yeah, okay.
Maybe they're very rightly slowing down the iDevices.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, we'll see. I think there's going to be some sort of investigation into it, blah, 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 blah. But, yeah, I feel that
there's another $96 million
money could have been spent better. But
we'll get Accenture in to audit the spend that Accenture spent on designing this website.
Yeah. Yeah, and Accenture will charge you $96 million for the investigation of how they spent $96 million.
Yeah.
You underspent. You owe us money, by the way.
Yeah. It was supposed to be $120 million.
Maybe they could have used OpenSpec to reduce their budget costs.
you're the Segue King this morning. Yeah, look, I found this tool the other day. It was probably last week. I was just trawling the internet for weird and wonderful tools that you can use for software development. And I stumbled across OpenSpec, which is a cool little the tool that allows you to use AI for your changes and your spec and all that sort of stuff. So it's sort of it's a node package, and it's sort of the command line interface sort of feels a little bit like a Git / Ruby on Rails type interface where you do like an OpenSpec init, and that initializes the base structure. And then you go in there and you fill in like the agent's markdown file with what AI tool you want to use or tools that you want to use. And then you start creating specifications. So you fill in the project markdown file that sort of, here's my project. This is the technical, the tech stack that we're using. Here's the conventions that we're using, blah, blah, blah. You like give it all the details about your standard patterns and all that sort of stuff. And then you get it to make a change. So you run this command that says, you can use an AI to do it. Create an OpenSpec change proposal for adding profile search filters by role and team. There's the example that's in the site, and it actually goes in there and scaffolds a directory for changes with the proposal MD, the tasks, and the spec deltas. And then you can go in there and flesh out the proposal, and AI will then go in and it can clone your code and make changes to it and flesh it all out for you.
I'm just reading through the example here. Yeah, you just basically, the spec looks good, let's implement the change. And then you get a prompt response from the AI. Please archive the change. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So you've kind of primed it with what your definitions are, kind of like maybe a gem in Gemini. You sort of like set it all up ahead of time, and then it goes ahead and makes your changes with AI within those parameters. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. And that'll fit in very well with one that we're going to cover later.
Yeah, all right.
Another tool that we're going to cover later. So yeah, it was just a really cool tool that I found that I think is well worth a look if you're a developer and you're struggling with changes and managing change in your application, because lots and lots of companies do, where sort of devs can go off and do their own thing and break the spec entirely.
Cool. All right. Well, I'll be checking that out. But if you don't like AI so much, you might want to evade it.
I'm just going to let you roll through like every single segue. It's just all Banky just sliding in.
Yeah.
You've got some star wipes.
No AI needed here. Boom, boom, boom. Straight off the cuff.
He's greased the floor up here.
Yeah, loving it, mate. Loving it. But yeah, so you've got a nice little. Okay, you know it's hard nowadays. Who wrote this article? Is this a real thing? Is this garbage?
Totally. Even videos, you've got to look real close. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So you want to search the internet like it's November 29th, 2022? Then you can get the Sloppervator extension. Now, this is really just a convenience thing, right? Like all it's using is like the Google like search operators to say, don't return results after this date.
Right.
And that date happens to be the day just before ChatGPT's like public release.
November 30, 22.
Yeah.
And yeah, I know, Ian, you were giving it a go this morning.
I was just having a look. So I did a little bit of research on this actual Sloppervator thing. So it's actually built by an Australian researcher.
He's like a musician and artist or something.
Yeah. She's a musician and artist, but she's also a researcher, and she's She's an environmental engineer.
Yeah.
And she's done work in the Australian National University and all that sort of stuff. So her name's Tiga Brain. Yep, Tiga Brain.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep.
I had to confirm that. Yeah, and she just obviously has got the shits with doing research on Google and getting just constant AI results for everything. Because we all know that AI is garbage and returns the most insane responses to some things.
Yep.
And I'm assuming that environmental science is probably one of those things that it doesn't really understand.
I was watching a video the other day. You've seen the channel. It's a very famous channel called Kurzgesagt in a nutshell.
No.
Oh, okay. So they do really great YouTube videos and all sorts of things like, I don't know, what if a giant black hole appeared near Earth, or all sorts of things, or all sorts of science,
like Veritasium. I don't know if you've seen similar sort of things.
Oh, yeah, Veritasium's cool.
Yeah, but and they're all animated and they're interesting and they're cute and they're pretty well researched. But they did an article about like, okay, well we do so much research and peer reviewing on all of our videos.
Oh, you know what? I have seen this video. Yeah, go on. Yeah.
And so surely, we can use AI to help us. That would really be good. So they wanted to do a video about brown dwarfs.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah.
And so they used Thing and it came up with all these sort of little interesting factoids and what it said was like researched articles and okay, cool. And then they went to go do their own like peer reviewing and a bunch of these facts were all just made up.
Just completely wrong. Yeah.
Completely wrong. When they went off to like physicists and things, they're like, I mean, yeah, this is interesting, but where is this from? We don't know anything about this. And so they had to reject all of that. But then they found all these other new videos were created about brown dwarfs that had these same factoids that they already knew didn't exist. But now the problem is that those videos are out there and they've got thousands of views. So the next time somebody wants some information about brown dwarfs, it references those videos.
Yep. Pollutes the water. Yeah. And in that same video,
context rot.
In that same video, they sort of made a statement that they're not going to be in future. They're not going to be using AI to generate any of their content. Yep. Yeah, I did see that video. It was quite eye-opening.
Yeah. So,
but this is
in general, worth checking out Kurzgesagt, by the way.
Yeah, you'll have to link us the video because I want to watch it.
I'll dig that one up and put it in the show notes. But here's the thing: we've got AI overviews now, right? And they're being trained on content that's been created by AIs. Like, when does it end?
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy of garbage.
Yeah, it's turtles all the way down.
Yep. Yeah. But this one said, along with basic Google searches, the extension also includes options to search Reddit, Quora, Stack Exchange, parenting site Mumsnet, which I've never heard of, Pinterest and YouTube, ensuring that even your home DIY ideas aren't being tainted by AI-generated chaff. I love that term, AI-generated chaff.
AI-generated chaff, yeah.
Chaff, the thing that you spray out the back of an aircraft to divert a missile.
And the other little problem I'm starting to notice as well is, you got your Jira cards, make up your Jira card, right? Type in your description and your subject and all the rest of it. Everyone just does that with AI now, right? I'm not going to go and bother typing all that out. And then someone comes to read it. What do? They copy it, paste it, get AI to summarize it. So what's the point, people? What's the point?
Yeah. I mean, for a lot of us, we've been saying, what's the point of Jira for a long time? Right?
I concur with both of these points.
What's the point? Anyway, this is an observation I noticed. This seems to be happening.
We're going to have to give this extension a try and see what it's like. I don't know. So the only issue that I see with this extension is that the longer this goes on, the less search results you're going to get that are relevant to now.
Yeah.
You won't get anything about this podcast, unfortunately.
No, well, that's right. Yeah. But But you look at it and go, okay, well, so, like let's say VMware, right? So much has changed in the VMware space in the last 12 months.
Yeah.
None of that you'll get in search results if you use this extension.
Yeah, searching for technical stuff is going to be challenging. Yeah.
A funny thing is, in fact, explicitly with VMware, right, is that I have found that Gemini Deep Research, or I think it's just thinking now, but like has been really good for diagnosing certain issues and things in like NSX because all of the documentation for VMware has moved behind Broadcom's like websites now.
Yeah.
So all of the old links are broken.
Yep.
And it's really hard to like track down articles. And Gemini does a really good job of it, like digging out those little nuggets.
Of collating all that together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, so on a like completely AI related thing, we all detest the AI overview that Google put in place.
Yep.
There's a plugin in Chrome now.
Bye
Google AI. Yep.
I
Bye
detest
Google
it,
AI. It turns off the AI overview.
but I find myself using it, and I hate myself for it.
Yeah.
Look, speaking of fabrications, Contoso and Fabricam, they're gone.
Yeah, the transitions are just so slick.
I was just thinking, I'm like, how's he going to do it? How's he going to slot us across to this one? So for anyone who has ever done a Microsoft certification, the company Contoso and Fabricam, which then came along later, are well established. They I remember doing my Windows 2000 MCSA, and you were setting up the Contoso domain, and these were the companies that you used. Well, that's the end of Contoso, the end of Fabricam. Long live Zava, an intelligent athletic apparel company.
They've even AI'd their fake companies.
So have they actually deprecated Contoso and Fabricam? Because the article doesn't say that they've actually binned them.
No, it's a little bit facetious there, but they are definitely they're starting to use this new company as I guess like a born in the cloud native one. Whether that's going to be a new one in their company stables that they'll use for case studies or not, but I don't know. It might be competing with the Contoso.
Well, it'd be competing with Fabricam because it's the online fashion retailer. And Zava apparently is the intelligent athletic apparel retailer.
Okay.
Maybe we'll get some case studies where, Zava is going to acquire the legacy Fabricam business and how you integrate them.
Well, the two have worked together before.
Well, Contoso and Fabricam have. If you went back to the BizTalk
Oh, my goodness. BizTalk, there's a bad memory if I ever heard one. I did like this article. It actually calls out whatever Contoso needs, Microsoft products are a perfect fit. Every project the company runs with Microsoft products and partners finishes on time, within budget, and delivers amazing return on investment, which we all know is complete bullshit.
How's that possible?
Yeah. It's a Microsoft project. It never runs on time or to budget.
Oh, dear. Speaking of return on investment, NVIDIA are down 13.24%.
Oh, my God.
So
it doesn't stop.
Yeah, we wanted to capture a little bit of a point in time because, last podcast we were just before the NVIDIA results and we're like, oh, is the bubble going to pop? Is everything going to take a dive?
Yep.
And, the results came out and their share price held pretty strong because they beat expectations. And then Gemini 3 came out. And that was purely trained on TPUs.
Yep.
And
Everyone's
now Google's going to be selling TPUs to Meta.
Yep.
And now Foxconn signed a big deal to build all the chassis and the whole compute planes and networking and everything for these TPU machines.
Yep. Suddenly we have another player in the market.
Yep. And NVIDIA is down 13% for the month, and Alphabet is now, actually, I think this morning, we're up 13%. So it's Interesting time, my friends. Interesting time.
And because OpenAI is buying TPUs off Google now for training their models, and so is Perplexity. So everybody's trying to use Google's TPUs now.
Because the Ironwood ones are explicitly trained for inference.
Yep, they were designed for that. Yep. So Google's got, I hesitate to say, the monopoly on AI now because they're the ones with the hardware to run it, and they're the ones with the software to run it.
Yeah, and I mean the interesting thing is now you've got NVIDIA in the kind of weird position is that they've got they'll do the GPUs, but now that's more of a general thing, like CPU processing was. It's like, okay, well, the CPU can kind of do everything, but these very special workloads we can put on the GPU. And now we're like, well, now the GPU is more general, and the very specialized things can go onto the TPUs.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, ooh.
Yeah, it's interesting. Wonder where NVIDIA is going to be in 12 months' time.
Probably still pretty strong, actually.
Pretty strong, yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of AI partners, we've got Apple partnering with Google.
Yeah. This is where Google wins.
I have to say, another Google win, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully Apple might win out of this as well because currently Siri sucks. It's not really capable at all of anything. And I struggle with it on a daily basis because I'm used to Google's Gemini on the Pixel, and now I've swapped over to an iPhone. And just getting Siri to make a phone call is like pulling teeth out, especially when I'm in the car. So what they're doing, Apple are, apparently, we covered this, that they might have been doing this a couple of episodes ago, but it looks like there's a Mac Rumors article here that says Apple will use Gemini for functions related to summarizing and multi-step task planning and execution, but Apple models will still be used for some Siri features. So essentially what they're doing is swapping out the ChatGPT models that are useless and putting in the Gemini model that isn't useless. And it's going to be the the current one is the 150 billion parameter, and they're going to use the 1.2 trillion parameter model.
Oh, significantly better. Yeah.
So $1 billion a year.
Yeah. More billions are better, all right?
I heard a bloke say that once.
Sounds like an idiot.
I don't know.
Well, that's
I don't know. I think that's what Accenture was looking for when they were doing the bomb.
Well, that was their problem, is they did it for less than $1 billion.
That's right.
They had no billions, which is terrible.
Right.
Terrible amount of billions.
That's right.
Well, I'm all out of segues, guys. Here endeth the segue.
Boo to that.
Let's get on with the community news. All right, Ian, you frantically threw a few in here just before the start of the show. What do we got?
I'd completely forgotten about it. And as it turns out, there's only 2 GDG chapters in Australia that are actually running something in December, which is sad. But December 10th at GDG Darwin, they're doing the final bit of their DevFest 2025, Enterprise Integration and Digital Transformation. What the hell is it? So that's being held at Charles Darwin University, which is in Kavanagh Street in Darwin City, on the 10th of December at 6 p.m.
They've been busy lately up there in Darwin.
Oh, they have been, haven't they? Given how hot it'd be up in Darwin at the moment.
All year.
Yeah, only on days ending in Y. But yeah, so they're running something, and then Perth. The other guys that we don't really hear much of.
Except for lately, where they've been doing heaps of stuff.
Except for lately, where they've really stepped up. Yeah. They're doing an event on the tomorrow, actually, at 7:30 p.m. at Jacobs. I don't know what Jacobs is, but sure. Which is at 5 Spring Street in Perth. They're running an event called...
listen to this podcast at kind of midday on Friday and then be like, ooh, that's what I'm doing tonight.
Yeah, that's it. Spend my Friday night listening to people talking. Run your SaaS on Google Cloud, so JK, good friend of the podcast, is talking about how he runs his software as a service on Google Cloud and it costs him virtually nothing. And then Katie is talking about Kotlin multi-platform.
There you go.
There you go. There's the two. That's it. That's all that's happening around the country.
All right. Everyone's getting ready for Christmas and starting to shut down, no doubt. Excellent. Well, with that done, let's get on with the news items. And first news item this week is People Move, and we have Google hires CTO from Boston Dynamics. Article on Wired here.
It is interesting to see, an exec from Boston Dynamics coming back into Google because Google owned Boston Dynamics for a while.
Yeah, so it's interesting. So Google DeepMind has hired the former CTO of Boston Dynamics, whose name is Aaron Saunders. And he's joined as the VP of Hardware Engineering. So Boston Dynamics, very well known for their robotic dogs and stuff that do backflips and they dance and do all sorts of really cool stuff and are like insanely stable. Although they weren't really early on, and it was funny to watch them. They'd kick over a robot and the robot would fall flat on its backside.
Yep.
But
because you got the video of the guy on the construction site doing backflips and throwing bags of concrete.
yeah, that's right. But they're so good now. You can kick these full size humanoid robots. You can kick them, and they just sort of stumble backwards and keep on their feet. And when they do fall over because they've lost their balance or you've taken the floor away from behind them or whatever, they get themselves back up and they don't spin out like they used to.
Pretty extreme things, right? That would knock over a normal human anyway, right?
Yeah. So
it's going to be hard to kill these things when the uprising happens.
That's right. Yeah.
I don't know. I might have enough guns. So VP of Hardware Engineering. This promises some cool stuff.
Yeah, okay. Well, when they finally infuse an LLM into there, then the real AI takeover can occur. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's interesting though is where Demis Hassabis, I can't say his name, the CEO of DeepMind. They want to see Gemini become the OS for robots as well. So
yeah, right.
We'll see, man.
We'll see. That's where this is going. I mean, there can be no other outcome here, right?
Well, there's a number of US startups. So the article actually says here there's a number of US startups that are working on humanoids, including Agility Robots, Figure AI, 1X, and of course Tesla.
Yeah.
Because Melon Husk has recently said that his company aims to produce 1 million of its Optimus humanoids over the next decade.
This was the thing of science fiction, like true science fiction. But here we are, into 2025. We can see a clear path forward to having humanoid androids, walking around amongst us. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Coming after you.
Ones that you can interact with and have conversations
and your
with.
motorcycle.
Yeah.
All I can think of here is Terminator.
Totally. But it's
literally we're playing out Terminator in real life.
Yep. And it is no longer science fiction. Like there's a clear path forward to making this happen.
Living tissue of a metal endoskeleton.
Yep.
Hey, fun little fact here. The CEO of DeepMind.
Yeah.
Right. Did you guys ever play the game Black and White? Which is like a God sim from like 2001. I remember playing this thing when I was in high school.
I did not.
And you raised, you were kind of a god, and you had like a little like a giant animal creature that you had to kind of train, and then there was like little villagers and they worshipped you, and you kind of wanted your creature, and you could train them to be good or bad. Do you want them to like make the crops grow, or do you want them to eat people? You can do all sorts of things.
100% eat people all the time.
And the way you treated the creature, like, kind of reinforced how it was going to behave.
Right.
The lead AI developer for that game is the CEO of DeepMind.
Yeah, right.
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 He's been doing AI for a
24
while.
years ago.
Yeah.
Wowzers. Okay.
I'm just looking at the Wikipedia page on that game. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it got great scores, 9 out of 10, 9.7, 94%.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, wowzers. Okay, I'd never heard of it. I wasn't
It's from
in school in 2001, that's for sure. I might be a little bit older than that.
Yeah. What was that?
Maybe.
Well, I'm just a spring chicken at 40 years old.
Bloody millennials.
I was deep into my FPS shooters in 2001, so I might have missed that one.
Yeah, I was still playing Doom.
Well, all right. Speaking of random stuff, we've got the Google named a leader in the Gartner Magic Quadrant. Like this Gartner Magic Quadrant, like it's just
The Gartner Magic random stuff thing.
Yeah. We are proud to announce that Google has been recognised as a leader in the inaugural 2025 Gartner Magic Quadrant for AI application development platforms for our ability to execute and completeness of vision. So they're up there.
It's interesting on there, right? Is that like they are on this chart on the Magic Quadrant is Google is the absolute highest on their ability to execute, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
But Microsoft pips them just slightly in their completeness of vision, and I don't see it other than being like, okay, they're having the OS integrations. That's probably the only point I could see is like, Windows 11 with Copilot.
Yeah, but
I don't.
It's just a
But
kludgy
Copilot isn't
shoehorn.
great.
Yeah, it's not great.
But that's like the only thing where I can see like a full OS integration. That's about the only point I see where Microsoft's got something.
Yeah, I don't see Microsoft in this race at all for anything. Like when you're talking about AI application development platforms, I don't see Microsoft in this race in any way, shape, or form. That Copilot is, by comparison to what Claude can do and what Gemini can do, Copilot's garbage.
Yeah,
like it's Bard. It's like comparing Bard to Gemini 3.
Well, it does surprise me. The fact that IBM is on there.
Yeah, well.
Not at all. Like, why?
At all, yeah.
It just meant that they had the wallet for Gartner when this report was being generated.
Maybe.
And the fact that OpenAI isn't in the, like, they don't rank highly in the ability to execute or in their completeness of vision. They're in the visionary quadrant. And, I mean, they've been the leader of AI for 5 years.
Well,
3 years, whatever.
They had the first to market advantage. That was the thing. But
Yeah.
I think what Google has done and is showing is that they've just had this slow progression. I mean, Google was already there, like pretty much there, and then OpenAI beat them to the punch, right, with their release early on. And then there was a mad scramble, and that's why we ended up with Bard being the complete shit show it was. But since then, there's been steady, progressive improvement, and dropping, releasing Gemini 3 lately, the recent release of Gemini 3 has just blown everyone out of the water. And I think there's palpable anticipation for the next thing that's going to be on the horizon. Like OpenAI with ChatGPT 5.1, it was a bit lackluster, right? What's Microsoft doing? Who the hell knows, right?
Yep.
We're really, okay, we've just got Gemini 3, but what's Google going to do next, right? That's the big question, right?
I think when I've looked at the releases that Google's put out, you look at Bard and you're right. It was a shit show. It was completely underprepared. It was very typical of Google's first release of a product. It wasn't well polished. It wasn't well executed. It was just put out there for the masses to play with and it didn't integrate with the rest of their stack.
No.
That's right.
No.
Which is where Gemini is becoming very powerful. I mean, Ian, you and I were talking this morning Like I had to use Gemini the other day. I wanted to make an end of year Christmas party like meeting invite. Right? Simple thing, right? I just wanted the text block for it. But it created it in my calendar, like in my company calendar for me. Like I didn't kind of ask it to. I was just kind of happy with the text. And I was like, oh yeah, that looks good. And then there it was. It was sitting there ready to go. All the parameters are set out. I just had to add the attendees. I'm like, oh shit, that saved me a little job. Like,
yep. Yeah. And then, so what you find is like Bard was the initial release, and then they rebranded it to Gemini, and it was like the evolution of CPUs back in the 90s, where a CPU would be twice as good as the previous CPU every single iteration, and that's what we're seeing with Gemini. Is Gemini was twice as good as Bard. It was still a little bit behind ChatGPT in terms of reasoning and all that sort of stuff. And then Gemini 2 came around and it was twice as good again. And then Gemini 3 came around and it was twice as good as Gemini 2 and is now blitzing.
The big jump, that the 2.5 jump where we started to get deep research and the thinking model change, I think has been, the bigger step in there, right? Like
100%.
Actually it taking the time, and you can see it working its way through things as I would work my way through things.
Yeah.
And don't forget, we mentioned it earlier, but we haven't sort of considered that in this. The hardware side of things, the TPUs that are coming along with it, right?
Oh yeah, those Ironwood TPUs that they're using on Gemini 3 now are phenomenal.
Yeah,
but so like I said, I think Google has got this. They've got that. Yeah, it's a slow iteration process, but they're tweaking every aspect of the model and the compute that runs the model on every iteration. So we can only assume that 3.5 or 4 or whatever they're going to call the next iteration of Gemini is going to be that much better again than 3 is now. And we think 3 is amazing at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's just palpable, the anticipation, right? And the integration, we just mentioned it there, it's starting to really get there. I was making up a slide pack the other day, and you have that fly out on the side now in slides.
Canvas.
Yeah, and you can just say, write me some speaker notes for this slide, and bang, it just creates it, and it just integrates well, and make an image or whatever and pull it across. Yeah, love it.
Yep. Yeah, look, the Microsoft, I don't think belongs in this quadrant at all. I've used Copilot in the Office suite. It is nothing. Right. On Gemini's integration into Google Drive or Docs or Sheets or anything, or even Mail. So I don't think they belong in that quadrant. I think they probably belong in maybe the niche players or the challengers quadrant, but certainly not in the leaders quadrant.
Not in the leaders and the visionaries, yeah.
No.
Yeah, the other thing in terms of like ability to execute, the reason why it'd be so strong for Google as well is that they're profitable. So they're doing all of this stuff with Gemini and they're spending all this money on the AI build out, and they've got the cash. Yeah. Right? They're still printing money hand over fist. They're building out all the AI data centers. Well, the good thing is that Google sells they sell data centers. They sell, resources from within. So even if they build it, and there was a pullback for some of the infrastructure, like, well, yeah, but they can sell it.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. And they are like they're selling the hardware or leasing the hardware at least to OpenAI and to all these other companies that want to use it.
Yeah, and all those companies are just burning cash. Like OpenAI burns a load of cash. There's no profitability. I mean, they're trying to work out a path to it, which, putting ads into, I think they want to put ads into ChatGPT. They want to make their money back that way.
Responses, yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, Google's got such a moat, and it's a money moat.
It's a money moat, yeah. Well, speaking of innovations that Google have made, we have CodeWiki. Just to shift gears for a little second here, CodeWiki, now a new perspective on development for an agentic era. Google-generated documentation, always up to date. Now, this sounds cool.
This might be the best part of having, AI coding, right? It's I can code it myself, but documentation's the worst.
Yeah. Look, so And I did request early access to this because it's not generally available yet. They've put it across some very well known open source repos, like the Kubernetes repo and a few others, just to give you an idea of what it can do. But I haven't quite got access to it yet. But look, it's a phenomenal product that just basically scans your entire code base and regenerates all of your documentation after every single change that's put into the code base.
So good.
So I was hoping to put this over my Terraform provider and see what it generated, but I didn't get the early access back in time.
There's going to be a Gemini CLI extension as well, which means you can automate the whole thing. You can update your readme.md before you commit to the repo. Like, how cool would that be?
Well, so I see it as more of I can commit to a repo, and part of the pipeline that I generate just goes out and calls the Gemini CLI to say, "Hey,
builds all the code,
do your thing." The really cool part about it, they've actually listed in the Google blog for developers. Automated and always up to date. So, as I said, it scans the full code base and regenerates the documentation after every change. So, it doesn't matter what happens, your docs never fall out of date. It's context aware. So, the entire always current wiki serves as the knowledge base for an integrated chat. So, you're not just talking to a generic model that can give you some rando information about Golang or Node.js or insert language here, but it actually knows your repo end to end. So it can give you context-aware responses on your code base.
Yep. And I have to say, this has got to be the biggest barrier to entry into a lot of open source projects.
Oh, yeah.
Just trying to understand where the hell do I go and why do I go to edit to fix this problem. Yeah. If you can have this scan over it, and it creates a video. There's a demonstration here where they've got a video explaining how the thing works.
Yep.
There you go, straight away. I mean, you know, it's Matt. Instead of spending weeks, it's hours to get into the code base, right?
Yeah. Well, you've got to have a look at a code base like Kubernetes, for instance. That code base is massive, like massive. And trying to learn the code base enough that you can develop on it is a daunting task. So this would make that so much simpler. The third point that they do call out here is it's integrated and actionable. So every wiki section and chat answer is hyperlinked directly to the relevant code files and definitions. So the whole ability to understand the code base and explore it is there in a nutshell. Yeah, you can join the waitlist. I joined the waitlist last week.
Yeah, right.
I haven't seen a response for it yet.
We're going to have to join the waitlist on that one. But yeah, go definitely check that out. I'll put a link to the developers Google blog in there, which is from November 13. Anytime now, we'll have this. It's nice GUI that it presents there. It looks like it's similar to Notebook LM layout. You can have all your documentation written for you. Fantastic. All right. Speaking of Google, they're doing another subsea cable.
They are indeed. Christmas Island from the northwest of Western Australia. Yep. Through the Maldives and over to Oman.
And across to Oman.
Yeah.
Oman even. Now, I went and had a look on the old map there, and this is just going to sound weird. This is going to sound like duh. I mean, you look, I'm looking at that and I'm going, Oman, that's the Middle East. But, yeah. I mean, you look at Australia and, it's right there. It is right there.
Mate.
It's on the globe.
We're an oblate spheroid.
I know, an oblate spheroid. But, in my mind anyway, you think the Middle East, that's far away. It's actually closer than the US is across the Indian Ocean. Yep. So that makes total sense to put a cable across that way.
Well, the Indian Ocean's small by comparison.
Yeah.
The Atlantic and the Pacific Oceans are massive. But yeah, they've called it Devaru, which is, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It's the line that controls the mainsail on traditional Maldivian sailing vessels.
Oh, there you go. Devaru. Yep.
Yeah.
And the land is blue.
Yes, yeah. So Google, if you're listening, you really need to sort out your maps. Land is not blue in maps. Water is blue in maps.
Every time they put one of these links in, they do it now.
And it does
I think
my
they do
head
it
in.
just to shit us.
Yeah. It does my head in because you don't need the little wave icons on your map if you colour the water blue.
Yeah.
Because we know what colour water is and we know what colour land is not. Land is not blue.
It is not blue. No.
If your land's blue, you've done something wrong. Just going to say.
There we go.
But yeah, no information on when this is going to be done. Just that it's going to be part of the Australia Connect initiative. And that's it.
Well, speaking of connectivity.
AWS. Dave's caught the segue bug.
Yeah, I'm in. Yeah, he dropped the bundle. I'm picking it up.
I was trying to do a nano banana at the same time. There you go.
Oh my. Yeah, but speaking of connectivity, and this is a good one because this was something that previously Google and co were like, oh no, you don't need this, and that is AWS and Google Cloud collaborate to simplify multi-cloud networking, right?
Yep.
No more do you have to spin up like, oh, okay, I've got a colo facility and I want to connect from Google to AWS, so I have to create a dedicated or a partner interconnect on my side, and then I have to do one on the AWS side, and I have to get them peered. No more.
Nope.
No more.
No,
you can go from cloud to cloud.
Cloud to cloud, like Google and Amazon already have the links between each other. You're basically doing it effectively, almost like a VPC peering to a project that you don't quite control. You create a thing on your side in Google Cloud. You go across to your AWS console. You create a token on their side. Join the two together. A couple of minutes later, perfect.
Boom. It's all, yeah.
The best part about it, absolute best part, it utilizes MACsec encryption between Google and AWS edge routers.
Perfect.
Yeah, well, it had to have MACsec, right? I mean,
So it's encrypted from the get-go.
For all the
you don't need to worry about implementing IPsec tunnels over the top of it or any other such nonsense that's going to kill your bandwidth.
Yep.
It's all MACsec encrypted.
It's all there.
Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah, interestingly, the article says AWS had a vision for developing this capability as a unified specification that could be adopted by any cloud service provider and collaborated with Google. I don't see Microsoft involved there anywhere.
But it is an open spec, so I would expect to see.
So Microsoft will come out with a different version of that spec in about 6 months' time.
Of course they will.
Good. So you'll be able to get the same level of connectivity between your Azure and Oracle Cloud environments.
Yeah. Because everybody uses Azure and Oracle.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I'll be able to get the same thing between Alibaba and Tencent Cloud.
Yeah. 10 cent. God, I haven't heard that for a while.
Well, let's get on with a bit of security news. Just the one article this week. CrowdStrike fires suspicious insider who passed information to hackers. Article
Allegedly.
Here on TechCrunch, cybersecurity giant CrowdStrike has confirmed firing a suspicious insider last month who allegedly fed information about the company to a notorious hacking group. And who's that hacking group? Lapsus, of course.
Yeah, Scatters, Lapsus hunters. Yeah, so the hackers claimed in a Telegram channel to have compromised CrowdStrike through a Gainsight breach that happened recently, which is a CRM company that helps Salesforce customers. The hackers said that they used information stolen from Gainsight to break into CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike says, no, that's a load of crap. That never happened. And it terminated a CrowdStrike employee's access after the company determined he shared pictures of his computer screen externally.
Right, so it's just a bit of a flex, like, oh, look, I'm in CrowdStrike. I'm an elite hacker. It's like, no, you're an intern or something.
Yeah. So they've come out and said our systems were never compromised and customers remain protected throughout. We've turned the case over to the relevant law enforcement agents. So, look, the insider here, the employee of CrowdStrike, might have been alluding to the Lapsus Hunters group that, hey, here's details of how you can get in.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, it looks like it's all garbage.
Can't believe everything you read on the internet, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's outrageous. I believe everything that comes on Facebook.
You know, that slop-evader.
Yeah, that's it.
He's slop wallower. It's only results from after this date. Deep in the slop. Love the slop.
Maybe I should do that. A slop wallower extension.
All right, well, let's get into a little bit more AI slop then. Let's get into the AI wars.
AI wars.
AI wars.
I was trying to. I needed a sound effect for slop. I couldn't.
Yeah.
It's like, what's a mud sound?
Yeah.
Well, all this AI stuff, Google must double AI serving capacity every 6 months to meet the demand. AI infrastructure boss tells employees.
Yeah, this is crazy.
We need to grow 1,000 times in the next 4 to 5 years. I'm sorry, I don't think the planet can handle that.
No.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think there's enough power on the planet to handle that. Like, you're really going to need to get those space-borne AI data centers up and running.
That's a ridiculous idea.
Google announces Dyson Sphere.
Yeah. Yeah, you literally, the AI data center in the sky is going to have to happen next year.
Yeah,
if
what we're going to
by
do
1,000 times.
Because we're going to take apart Mercury and we're going to build a Dyson swarm for Gemini 4. That's what we're going to do.
Oh, my God. Can Gemini make an article on that? That would be the funniest thing.
That would be hilarious. We need to start asking Gemini about that.
Don't make me.
Yeah. No, do it. Do it. Increase the slop, thank you.
Increase the slop. You know what we need? We need the equivalent of the Onion, but for tech and AI. How good would that be?
That would be hilarious.
Anyway,
it'd just be called the slop.
The slop. Oh my God. The competition in AI infrastructure is the most critical and the most expensive part of the AI race. Things are heating up. I mean, it's literally and figuratively. How much more damage can we do to the planet? Well, this is going to do it 1,000 times in the next 4 to 5 years required. You know, do we air quotes need this? That's the thing, or is it something they're trying to force down our throats?
No, we definitely don't need it. But you know, it's in the best interest of big companies to put this sort of stuff in, because the more AI stuff they put in, the more data they get access to, and you know, whether they're using it or not is irrelevant. But that's my tinfoil hat answer.
Pinchai has told employees at a meeting that 2026 will be intense, citing AI competition and the pressure to meet cloud and compute demand. So you thought 2025 was big? 2026 is really going to deliver.
They can't do it, though. Like, you cannot double your compute every 6 months.
What's happened to Moore's Law? Takes 18 months, right?
I mean, maybe they're going to take part of it as not as just raw compute, but also efficiency. Like, you know, we know the Ironwood TPUs are so much more. So it's all like, we need to be 1,000 times more, like we need the equivalent of 1,000 times what our current environment is. Some of that's going to be by growth, like of raw power, and then the rest of it will be from efficiency gains. That's the only way I can see it.
Right.
Yeah, I sort of look at it and go, they they release a new TPU roughly once a year, give or take. Like it might be 14 or 16 months, it might be 10 months. But I can't see them releasing a new TPU that is going to be that much better every 6 months in order to get this efficiency gain that way. I think it's going to be large amounts of investment on existing compute plus efficiencies gained by new TPUs every 12 months or so. So I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, right. It's not going to be raw gigahertz.
No.
Speed improvements, right?
No.
All right. Well, that's cool, but I want to get on the next one, which is just blew my mind. Google starts to bridge OpenAI's product moat. Speaking of the moat.
Yeah.
Now,
it's a moat of slop.
I sent this out to you guys earlier, and Dave replied, "What exactly am I looking at?" Did you read this article and see where it talks about
once I read the article,
dynamic view?
Yeah, but the link, I'm like, okay, what is dynamic view? I don't know. Like, okay, there's a dynamic view thing. What is this this article that I'm reading about Interstellar? Like, yes, I saw that movie. Why am I reading an article about it?
Yeah.
Well, this article just basically talks about Gemini versus ChatGPT. But one of the things they do mention in here is last night I stumbled into Gemini's a dynamic view option. Now, it's not available to everyone yet. It's in labs. And he says decidedly not a good name. But if you look at that web page, he's generated that entire thing in 60 seconds with a single prompt.
Mm. Yep.
Crazy. So it will give you a graphical overview of the information rather than just spitting out the text. See, I knew there was a reason I didn't learn CSS. Not going to need it.
No one needs CSS, mate. No one needs CSS.
So that just blew my mind. I was aghast when I saw that. Not available to everyone yet. Lots of articles on Reddit with people trying to find it and use it. But that is going to be, for content creators, a significant step up.
Yeah, right.
Dynamic view. Hard to explain. You need to go and look at the link. I'll put it in the show notes.
Yep.
And then moving on, introducing Jules extensions for Gemini CLI. This would be similar to Gems, I assume, in Gemini. Who put this in here?
Yeah, I did. So this one's Google's calling it an autonomous sidekick to handle some of your coding tasks asynchronously. But essentially, it's a new workflow tool for developers. It runs in a VM where it actually clones down your repo and then installs dependencies and does file modification and all that sort of stuff. It is an extension for Gemini. You've got to sign up for an account at jules.google.com, connect it to your repo, and then it does stuff. And then you can give it tasks. So you can do like in the Gemini CLI, you can do a /Jules. The example here, convert common JS modules to ES modules. And it will go through and do stuff in the background and then commit its changes. So it might be a really handy tool for developers who don't want to do everything in like an anti-gravity or some other such tooling like that, but wants to use the power of Gemini to do cool stuff or help bring their existing code base up to a new standard.
Right, so if you're refactoring for a new library version, you want to change the style guidelines.
Let's say that you've got a very well-known Java repo that might collect logs out of GCVE and push them into cloud logging, and you want to upgrade it to a not really old version of Java.
If only I had the source code, I'd do that.
and not break it for everybody. Cough, Google. Maybe just maybe Jules might be the tool that you need.
Maybe. We didn't even go into that whole story. We might have that as an end of year little it's
Bitch session.
Easter egg for the end of year show. Yeah, next week, next fortnight. That whole story. All right, yeah, cool. Jules, and like this is just one extension, right? So
yeah, there's a whole heap of Gemini CLI extensions.
Yeah. I'm going to have a look at. But all right, go and do that. I've just got to muck around with this machine. I haven't been able to get Gemini CLI installed on it because of yada, yada, yada.
Once you've got Gemini CLI installed, just head over to geminicli.com/extensions and there lists all of the extensions.
Okay, great.
195 of them.
Nice. But in the meantime, OpenAI can't beat Google in consumer AI. Yeah, yesterday's Gemini 3, this is an article from Nextworld on November 20. It says yesterday's Gemini 3 released by Google has major competitive implications. So I wanted to put out a quick note to walk through many of the takeaways. OpenAI can't beat Google at consumer AI as long as they're stuck in the chatbot paradigm. Mm-hmm. And as we've seen, Gemini now is expanding out into all these different sort of ways to interact with it. Recent AI launches aren't doing well. I think we mentioned it before. 5.1 is a bit of a meh.
Yeah, it really didn't improve on anything.
No. OpenAI needs new form factors aside from chatbots. Yep, well, we know that. Google's data advantage, especially multimodal. Well, I mean, when you've got the entirety of YouTube to train your model, that kind of helps, right?
And all of the image search stuff too.
Yep.
You think of all the images that Gemini can create.
Yep. Little advantages like Google Maps and Gmail, so the integration with all that tooling. Google's dominance may come to the expense of NVIDIA ecosystem. Well, we've already mentioned that about the TPUs. Google winning too much too soon might be bearish for AI capex and AI progress long term. Okay, I don't know about that so much.
Well, the doubling of compute every six months might send them broke to start with.
That's going to break everyone, right?
Yeah, well, and I think it's also a bit of like, all the money go round and all the excitement there. It's like if only Google's winning, you don't get the kind of market effects about AI. The AI Google could win, and the AI bubble could still pop.
I assimilate it to something similar to what happened with Microsoft. Is Microsoft won the desktop wars, and then desktop innovation stalled because there's no one to compete against.
Yeah.
Yeah, or remember when Intel won the CPU wars, and then we were stuck in basically iterations of Core 2 Duos for 15 years before Ryzen came out.
You're right. We don't want that to happen. Yeah. Next point, frontier model API prices probably won't go any lower from here. Okay, well, we'll see. Once we get to the economy of scale... But it might be...
Theoretically, we would be in that economy of scale now, wouldn't we? Because there's millions of these TPUs in production now.
I don't think we're quite there yet. Not everyone's on board. Believe it or not, even with the hype and carry on with it, not everyone, certainly mums and dad consumers, they're not all on board with the AI boom.
No, and I don't blame them.
Not just yet. The next one, the first to flinch on AI capex will hopefully be Meta, which will make the stock rally. Okay, Google seems confident about its model superiority. Yeah, well, for sure. Yeah, just taking it and running with it. Microsoft and Amazon are at the risk of losing the largest AI workloads. Yeah, where are they in this race?
Yeah. I did laugh that Google seems confident about its model superiority since it just let Anthropic partner with Microsoft to serve Claude models on Azure. Off you go, champ.
Yes. You have a good go at that.
Yep.
All right. And we might skip the Bendigo one. I don't think it's a big deal. And finally, to finish off the show, another Gemini 3 story. Start building with Gemini 3. Whether you're an experienced developer or vibe coder, Gemini 3 can bring any idea to life. Well, I think we know this, but we've got some numbers here. And basically, Gemini 3 blows everyone out of the water.
Yeah, look, it's the numbers are pretty staggering, the improvement that it's made across from 2.5. Just to give you an idea, so like Terminal Bench 2, which is the agentic terminal coding benchmark, Gemini 2.5 Pro was 32.6% score on that one. Gemini 3 Pro has gone to 54.2, so it's over 20% jump in it. And that's sort of pretty well across the board. It's certainly not the best jump there is there. Like there's some there that are easily double, like Humanity's Last Exam. Benchmark has gone from 21.6 to, the best one they list here is 45.8 with the search and code execution tools in place. Without the code execution, it's gone to 37.5. It's just, the jump is phenomenal.
Still well and above GPT 5.1 as well.
Oh, miles above it. Like the nearest competitor is Claude Sonnet 4.5, which only beats Gemini in one benchmark, which is the SWE Bench Verified Agentic Coding thing. It's a single challenge. Claude Sonnet scores a 77.2. Gemini 2.5 Pro did 59.6, and Gemini 3 Pro did 76.2. So it's only 1%.
It's a tiny margin.
Yeah. So the jump from 2.5 to 3 is absolutely phenomenal. And then the best part about all this is anti-gravity. The IDE, that IDE is phenomenal. I'm using it pretty well daily now for my coding stuff. I'm hoping at Bendigo that we can get it installed there to use with Gemini in Bendigo, because that would be fantastic. It's great for coding.
Well, go and check it out. I think we mentioned it last week as well, anti-gravity. I've used it a little bit. I'm still sort of in VS Code for the moment until I get this project out of the way, but it'll be my go-to, no doubt.
It does Terraform code very well too.
Moving forward, in the next year. All right. Well, look, that's about it from us this fortnight. It's been a great show. Boy, oh boy, we got through a lot. I tell you what. Don't forget, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube Music. Go to Apple Podcasts, write us a review. While you're at YouTube, smash that like button and start the discussion there. You can contact the show, contact@gcpbytes.com.au, and you can find us on the web, www.gcpbytes.com.au. And today's sponsors is Hivetech Solutions, Technofish Consulting, and Mantle Group. All right. Well, good to catch up with you guys and shoot the breeze.
Yeah, it was a good show, this one.
It was a good show. The last one for the year, yeah.
See you next time for the last one for the year.
And we'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
So, I used Gemini the other day to just make a calendar invite for our work Christmas party.
Yeah.
Because basically because I just wanted to have the little blurb, end of year celebration, blah blah blah. Throw some emojis and stuff in there, and as you would expect, obviously it did a pretty good job of being able to do a pretty simple text result. But the really cool thing is then it just went and created the entry straight into my calendar.
Yeah, right.
because it's already, it's all Gemini Enterprise. So yeah, created it in there, and then I was just able to add the participants in there and send it out. I was like, oh, it's actually very nice.
Yep. Yeah, it's getting more and more capability as time goes on.
Yeah.